This is a little embarrassing to share because I always thought I was smarter than that. How could I possibly, fall for a scam like this? That's just silly. I didn't think that would ever happen to me. I thought that's something that happens to, I don't know, people that are older that don't really know the internet, I guess. But I was totally wrong because scammers are really upgrading their levels of skills and things like that. But here's what happened. Now, before we go deeper, I'm curious, have you heard of a mystery shopper scam before? Is this something you're familiar with? Is it not? Let me know in the comments. And if you've ever been in a situation where you had an unfortunate potential scamming or actual scammed situation, let me know as well. Know you're not alone and we can all grow from here. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you know that I am an entrepreneur and I've also really liked always having different ways of making money. That is something that I've always felt that I am pretty good at, finding all sorts of opportunities to make money and take advantage of opportunities that arise. When I was in college, I was doing focus groups and I was making a decent amount of money for a college student just from participating in focus groups. And I also at that point learned that you can also make even more money as a mystery shopper. Years have gone by since I learned about mystery shopping, make money. Okay, interesting. So I had this thing in my head, that'd be cool to be a mystery shopper. You go shopping and then you rate what happened in the store. Sounds like freaking awesome, right? About 2 years ago, I received a message from someone on LinkedIn. LinkedIn seems like a professional place, right? That's where you connect with colleagues, potential clients. It's a legit place, you would think. Anyway, I received this message from this person saying, hey, I saw what you do and we're actually looking for mystery shoppers. You can apply if you're interested. So I was like, ooh, interesting, because the thought came up back from many years ago, ooh, mystery shopping could be a fun little way to make extra money. I didn't really need extra money per se. My business was doing well, but I can't resist a fun thing to make extra, they said I would make an extra $500 just to go shopping at it. I'm like, heck yeah, I want to do that, right? So it looked really legit because you had to apply to be selected, right? So it's ooh, exclusive, seems legit, seems normal. So I went to the link, I applied, I gave them my email address and phone number and all that. So a few days go by, I actually go home to Chicago to see my parents for Christmas, and I receive an email saying, you've been selected. You get to participate in this mystery shopping thing. Here's the whole list of things, blah, blah, blah. We just sent you a package with a cashier's check. You have to deposit this into your account because this is your payment and the extra money that you have to use towards a purchase of whatever it is that you have to purchase as a part of the experience. Makes sense, right? They're giving me the money to buy the stuff, and plus there's a little extra for me as a payment, right? Okay, cool. A thing that started to be a little bit fishy is that, like I said, I was at home. I was with my parents for the next 2-3 days. So I was like, okay, cool, no worries. I'll let you guys know when I'm back. Now, the thing that started to kind of trip me up is that they were texting me, right? So they got my number and they're like, hey, did you receive the package? And I say, no, I haven't because I'm not home. They're like, please receive the package, blah, blah, blah. Please do it as soon as you can. And they were starting to get really pressury and being like, you have to do it as soon as possible. Otherwise, you're going to drop out of this opportunity. We're going to get somebody else. Make sure to do it as soon as possible. I was like, listen, I'm not at home. I can't physically do this. I don't have access to the thing you gave me. Right? But they were kind of pressuring me. Now, that should have been a red flag. I've never experienced anything like this, though. I have never experienced a scammer thing. I always thought that a cashier's check can only be real. I never even realized that could be a fake thing. So I was like, oh, well, because they're saying it's a cashier's check, it should be real, right? It should be. But the fact that they were pressuring me just kind of gave me some red flags, and it made me feel a little bit uneasy, but I didn't say anything to my parents. I was just like, I'm just gonna, go home, go home to San Diego and see what happened, see what arrived, and just kind of look into it. So I get home. I do have this envelope at home that arrived to my address, and I did see a cashier's check in there. Now, an interesting thing is that this cashier's check was not from a bank I was familiar with. So I did research the bank a little bit because I was kind of like, okay, this is not a bank I've never heard of this bank. It seems like a really tiny bank. So another alarm went off. I was like, is this real? So I started Googling, I started searching the bank. I mean, they had a website, they had a phone number. So I was like, okay, I guess maybe my intuition is incorrect. Who knows? Maybe I'm just, because it's new, maybe I'm wrong, right? So I was not listening to my intuition. Bad Camila. What they had told me to do is they told me to deposit this cashier's check into my account and then go to CVS because I would be mystery shopping at CVS, okay? CVS or Best Buy, either one of those. I would have to tell them which one and I would be mystery shopping at that store. So I had to tell them which one and I had to go in there, look around, shop around, and then go and tell them I would like to purchase. This is where you guys are going to laugh. And I thought it was weird, but I was like, I must be true. I've never done a mystery shopping thing. So they're like, you must purchase $2,500 or $3,000 or something like that, or five. I don't even remember what it was. No, it was $2,500 worth of gift cards. Yes, you must purchase all these gift cards worth of like $2,500. That's weird. Okay. Before I did this, I actually called my bank because I was getting all these red flags, right? And I was like, is this fake? This kind of sounds like a scam. Is this fake? So I called my bank. Okay, you guys, I called my bank, PNC, and I was like, hey, here's what's going on. I'm a part of this like weird mystery shopper thing that I was sent a cashier's check. Is it possible that the cashier's check could be fake? Like, how could it be fake, right? It's supposed to be like the money was given up front and then that's that. The guy through the phone was like,
oh, it should be fake. Cashier's check should be fine. It's a cashier's check. This is how it works.
I was like, okay, I guess it's not a scam. I guess it's not, right? Cool, whatever. So I deposit it to my account. And then they keep texting me like, can you go do it? Can you go do it? We need these pictures. So as they were doing it, they're like, take some pictures when you're there. And then you have to take pictures of these gift cards. You have to give us all the codes because that's the payment that we sent you. This is our cut and you get to keep the rest of the money for yourself. But you have to take pictures while you're there and then you're going to send everything and you're going to send this form to fill out along with all the numbers. So I went to CVS, I walked around and stuff like that. And I was like, hi, I would like to buy $2,500 worth of gift cards. Okay. So there was some kind of a limit on buying gift cards. And this is an interesting thing because as I was purchasing, I believe I could only purchase like $1,000 worth of gift cards at a time per day at that particular CVS location. It was something like that. I don't remember exactly. And when I was purchasing, she was like, are you sure you would like that? I was like, yes. And then when I was doing this, there was a little thing that popped up on, where you put your credit card to like pay for the thing. And there was a message that said, hey, it looks like you're buying a lot in gift cards. Did you know that gift cards are an often thing used for scams and stuff like that? And I was like, oh man, this does feel weird. They were like, can you confirm that this is not used for a scam? Like, can you confirm that you're using it for your personal use? I guess so. So I clicked yes. And she, I bought it with my card and I bought it with a credit card. Thankfully, I bought it with Discover because I am a huge fan of making, cash back. So I'm like, heck yeah, I'm going to get some cash back on this big purchase, whatever. So I couldn't buy the entirety. So I told, I texted back and I was like, hey, I couldn't buy the full 2,500. So they're like, okay, go to a different location or go to Best Buy and do the same thing for the remainder of the balance with Best Buy. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm tired. I have to do whatever, right? And they were just like, no, do it now. Do it now. And in the meantime, they're like, send me all the codes, send me the numbers, do the thing. I actually decided to speak to my parents about this. And I told them what I had done. And they're like, Camila, you poor thing. This is a scam. Like, this is clearly a scam. What are you doing, child? I'm like, oh. Is it? So I called PNC and I asked them like, hey, has this cashier's check cleared? Because that's what my parents told me. They're like, hey, if the cashier's check clears and it's for sure processed, send them the money, send them the gift cards. No worries. You participate in a legitimate opportunity. Do not send them anything until that cashier's check has cleared. Because in many cases, the cashier's check goes into the account. It looks like you have the money. And then a few days later, when they're actually banks doing whatever, they're checking if the money is there, I guess, it actually takes the money back out of your checking account. So they were like, do not do anything until the check has cleared. So I was like, okay, I didn't know that you had to wait for the check to clear, but I called PNC again and I was like, hey, has this cashier's check cleared? Can you confirm for me? How long is it going to take for it to clear? And they said, no, it has not cleared yet. It will probably take a few days for it to clear because I told them, I'm like, hey, I'm concerned this is a scam. Right? And they're like, well, we will let you know if anything is wrong with this. You will see the money coming back out of your account in the next however many days. So they were texting me, of course. And I had said, I'm like, listen, I'm more than happy to send you the gift cards. I'm not going to go get the Best Buy ones because I was notified by my bank this cashier's check has not cleared. I'm more than happy to send you the gift card numbers once the cashier's check clears. If this was a regular, legitimate opportunity, they would have been like, of course, no worries, sure thing. You take your time. Not what happened, okay? So they started threatening me. They're like, you better do this right now. We know where you live, all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God. I legitimately was terrified. I was terrified. I was so scared. I had no idea what to do. And this feels so embarrassing to admit, you guys. I did not think I would be the person to potentially fall for a scam. Like, especially when that I'm explaining to you, it's like so obvious. And I don't think I even told anyone except like really, really close people close to me because it's so embarrassing. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness. They keep threatening me. They're saying all these things. They're like, you stole our money, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like bawling my eyes out. I'm just like, oh my God, they know where I live. What if they come here and murder me? I was just like, what if they come here and murder me? What's going to happen to me? Oh my goodness. So I was I was literally terrified out of my mind. Now, it did give me some solace to know that I lived in a high rise where people had to like have a buzzard or whatever to get in, and there should be some security, at least somewhat. So that did make me feel a little bit better. And I was like, okay, if they do come and breach the door, I can scream, and I think my neighbors would be able to hear. I literally I have some serious fears about people breaking in and killing me. I just don't worry about it. So I was talking to my parents, and I was just like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. And they're like, look, here's, say this to them because they are harassing you now. This is not okay. You need to tell them to leave you alone, right? Because at this point, like a day or two goes by, the check bounces, right? The money gets taken back out of my checking account. And I'm like, oh my God, this is totally a scam, right? They took the money out. My parents tell me to say, listen, I've spoken to my bank. They're investigating they're investigating everything. I've spoken to the police. I've given them all of your emails. I've given them this phone number. If you do not leave me alone, I'm going to pursue this even further. That is what I said to them. Okay. I send them a text. I'm like, I wish I had this. I don't have it. It happened a while ago. I delete all my text messages after like 30 days, automatically. But I said something like that. I was like, if you do not leave me alone, I'm going to pursue this even further. My bank is already investigating this as fraud, as scam. So if you do not leave me alone and stop texting me, I'm going to go to the police. Something like that. And of course, did they respond? They did not respond. So that worked. And since then, I actually looked and I saw some people on YouTube talking about the same exact experience. And they're like, this is an obvious scam. I'm like, oh, I should have known. My dad or my mom actually found a video from a YouTuber talking about this exact scam. I'm like, hey, this is a scam, you guys. Like, clearly it's a scam. I was like, oh my gosh, I fell for it. Ah, so bad. Anyway, so what happened to all these gift cards, right? I did not want $1,000 or $200,000 or whatever worth of Best Buy gift cards because I bought Best Buy gift cards at CVS. I don't want that money. I don't shop at Best Buy. I have all of my electronics already. I was just like, I don't want this. Thankfully, I did not send them the numbers to the gift cards, right? So thank God for that. All I wanted is to get my money back. I just wanted my money back. That's all I wanted, right? Because I don't need these gift cards. I contacted Discover because I bought on a credit card. There's some protection. Ooh, thank goodness. So I talked to Discover. I told them what had happened. I was like, look, this is what's going on. I had to work with CVS as well. It was just like very complicated because they don't typically refund gift cards. I talked to them on the phone. I told them how I bought it, Discover card, blah, blah, blah. Here's what happened. Scam. I can send you all the things. And I sent them all the things to prove that like, this is what happened. And it took probably about a month. But I was able to get my money back because I hadn't actually taken off the numbers. I hadn't used the cards. But that was such a stressful experience, you guys. And I feel so embarrassed that I fell for it. Because I saw that person, somebody send me the message on LinkedIn, I thought it was legit. Because I had to apply for it, I thought it was legit, right? It wasn't until they started pressuring me that I was like, this feels really weird. And my intuition was like, hey, Camila, this is a little bit odd. Listen to your intuition. It's there for a reason. I say this to myself too. And if you're curious about what happened to that person that sent me the message, that message disappeared. It literally disappeared from LinkedIn. I went into my LinkedIn message. I was like, who the heck sent me this? Right? What happened here? Nowhere to be found. It's like that message never existed. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if the person was blocked. It was just gone. Very odd, very odd. I don't know how that happened. But yeah, cautionary tale. Hopefully it helps you be a little bit smarter too. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. I so appreciate all of your support, and you're amazing. Thank you.